what's up? Welcome back to my channel. My name is Derica and you are watching Shelf Love with Tea. Welcome back to another weekly wrap up of my reads and streams, y'all. Your girl has gotten out of her reading slump. I have a good few books to discuss with y'all. So before we jump into this wrap up, let's go ahead and take attendance. Let me know who's all here. Please like, comment, subscribe, share, drop a sunflower, green heart, book stab, smiley face, anything just to let me know that you are here today, you are present, and that you are supporting your girls. I appreciate that in advance. Now that we got all the business done, let's jump right into this wrap up because I think I got about 5 books to discuss with y'all. So one of them I actually read last week, but I forgot to discuss with y'all, and I don't know how closely y'all are paying attention, but in that wrap up I was like, I thought I had more books to share. I did, just somehow it got pushed down. I think that happens sometimes. If I go back and like edit a review or something, it will move that one up and it pushed this book down, so I didn't even get to talk to y'all about it. And I was still kind of coming out of that like brain fog, so it just slipped my mind what book it was. And that book is My Husband's Wife. Couldn't wait to get it from Libby. No, couldn't wait to get it purchased, and wasn't sure if I even wanted to purchase it yet. I'm trying to do better, especially with new to me authors, about reading first, like reading a few of their books first before deciding if they're going to be ones that I buy. And as you know, before this one I had only read Beautiful Ugly, loved it down, but just wasn't sure, still was on the fence. Then I saw this cover floating around all over the booktube space and I was like, I have to read it. I'm curious. The title was just really intriguing me, like My Husband's Wife, like what? So first off I will say I rated this book 4.5 stars. I said Alice Feeney is definitely the queen of twists. Highly recommend reading immersively. I highly recommend reading immersively physically to better keep up with all the names and the twists, and audibly for the amazing production experience. Like it had sound effects and things like that. Like y'all, this book was so good. So initially when I first started reading it, as we all know, based off the book description, which says, I'll try to sum it up for y'all. Eden Fox, she's an artist on the brink of a big break. She sets off to go running. When she returns home from that run, her key doesn't work. There's a lady that eerily looks like her that opens the door. They're saying it's not her house. Her husband comes to the door. He's saying, he's gonna call the police. It's not her house. He don't know her. He acting crazy. So she's so confused, like, why is my husband acting like he doesn't know me? I just went for a walk. Dang, I left my phone on the counter because I'm running. I don't need all that jazz on me when I'm running. So I'm like, my initial thoughts was that it was some type of magical element, but no, the magic is in Alice's pen. The magic is in Alice Feeney's pen. The way that she weaves these stories together, the way she twists and turns, and every time you think you got it, she's like, just follow along. Stop trying to think ahead, because you're not going to get it. You're not going to get it. And there were parts that I thought that I knew, and then I was wrong. And then there were moments when I felt a bit confused. I was like, stick with it. And it all flowed together beautifully. And then when I thought the end was there, she was like, and then the end really came, and I was like, oh my gosh, y'all. Yes, highly recommend it. If you have not read it, I will be purchasing this book. I really want paperback. And yes, y'all know, for whatever reason they don't, if there is a reason, I'm really curious if there's a reason why they publish first the hardcovers and then months later they will release the paperback. Let me know what the rhyme or reason is to that, because that's really frustrating. Hardback almost always comes out first, and then I have to wait months for the paperback. But I will be buying this book as soon as it is available in paperback. The cover is so cute, love it down. Alice Feeney, I think this book, even though it's only book 2 that I read of hers, I'm sold. She's my girl. With anything that she comes out with, I have seen y'all saying rock paper scissors is the least favorite of her writing, but she's that girl. She is the queen of twists. If you have not read My Husband's Wife by Alice Feedy, run and get it. It is such a good time. All right, so next book up, and these are now the books I just read this past week. I will start with If I Ruled the World. So this was another one that I kind of was like feeling like FOMO about. I seen it circulating, and I was curious about it. I liked the title because it reminded me of If I Ruled the World. I think that's Lauryn Hill. I free all my sons. I love to love you, baby. All right. Anyway, so it reminded me of that song, and that's really, to be honest, that's really the only reason I wanted to read it initially. Like, I wanted to see what it was about. Read the premise. It didn't really spark an interest, but I just saw it floating around. It's a new release, and I want to say it's this author's debut novel, if I'm not mistaken. And so I was curious, but what I did notice very quickly was that it had mixed reviews. It was like either you loved it down or you hated this book. Yeah, it looks like it's her debut. Yep, it's her debut. All right, so this book for me, come for me, was okay. It was okay. I will not be purchasing this book. Matter of fact, before I did this wrap up, I went on my wish list and took it off. By the way, my birthday is this month. If you want my wish list and would like to bless me with something, please just let me know down in the comments. No pressure, no pressure. Just thought I'd drop that in there. But anyways, took it off my wish list. One time is enough. I will say, well, okay, what was crazy was I feel like this book is a mixture of Devil Wears Prada, Brown Sugar, 13 Going on 30, and a sprinkle of Waiting to Exhale. Just a sprinkle. Now, mind you, I love all those movies. I've worn 13 Going on 30 out. Y'all, I love that movie. I love that movie as a kid, and I love it as an adult. I just love the way it makes me feel. If you have not seen 13 Going on 30, please watch it. It's a cute little movie. I love Devil Wears Prada. I will be watching part 2 when it releases. I want to read the book. I have not read the books. I love Waiting to Exhale. Brown Sugar, don't come for me. It was cool. It was cool. I liked elements of Brown Sugar. I didn't just love the movie as a whole. But anyways, it was all of those wrapped up into one. But it felt like that. It felt like she just took her favorite part from each of those and put it in a book and put her name on it. It was just okay. It was just okay. I don't think they did a good job of making it feel like it was in the 90s. Yes, they dropped a lot of 90s names and references to like clothes and stuff, but it just did not give a 90s feel. It didn't give that 90s vibe like Love Jones. And although Love Jones is a romance, the feel of that show is that movies is very 90s, to where even if you watch it now, it still feels like the 90s. So it's not my job to make myself feel like the 90s. As the author, as the writer, it's your job to make me feel like I've time traveled back into the 90s. And it was just okay. The writing wasn't terrible. She definitely has potential to do better. I just don't think this was it. So for me, it's a pass. I would recommend moving it up on the top of your list, but I would say read it when you have no idea what to read. Read it when it comes available on Kindle or Libby or whatever. Just read it and see what you think. But for me personally, it was just an okay read. It was just an okay read, a one-time read. I didn't hate it. I just did not love it. The main character, the main character was kind of given like dang, what's that Gabrielle Union show? Being Mary Jane. She was very sex driven, and a lot of her decisions were based off her lust, her sex drive, her immaturity to think with this brain instead of like the other brain. Yeah, it was just okay. Moving on to the next. Okay. The other book that I read was Miss Wiggins. And y'all, there's a whole reading vlog that I did on that book where I shared my thoughts throughout the book and wrapped it up at the end. So I do not want to harp on that book in this wrap up. I would just say hands down 10 out of 10, 5-star, highly recommend. I will be continuing the series. I definitely want to see it through. Amazing Mary Monroe. Just love her down. the storyline, you just eat it up. You literally just eat it up. If you have nothing to do, nowhere to go, and you can sit down and read that book, you will definitely finish it in one day. Highly entertaining. Even the little twisty turny toward the end, like very good, very good. But Miss, put some respect to her name, Miss Mary Monroe. She's that girl. She's that pen queen. Like, if y'all have not read her stuff, read it. Like, and what's crazy is that she always like hits on like heavy topics of like various types of abuse, but her books don't feel heavy. Now, I will say there were moments in the God Don't Like Ugly series that it felt a bit heavy, but she does a good job with balancing. You will laugh, you will have a good time, you will be page turning and ready to read the next book by her. So Miss Wiggins, 5 stars, highly recommend. If you have not watched my reading vlog, please go check it out and meet me in the comments and we can chat about the book, okay? All right, and it looks like the last book up that I read was my book club read, my girl Darnea Doris. If y'all don't know, I will put the information in the comment section to join her book club. Miss Darnea Doris has her own book club now called Connecting the Dots, and each quarter we will be reading a different genre, and I love that, because sometimes we can get stuck in our own ways and what we are just comfortable reading. And this way she kind of pulls us out and allows us to, be introduced to new authors, new genres and things like that. So this quarter, last quarter was nonfiction, like biography type books. And this quarter is romance. And I don't think Miss Darnea knew when she picked this out that this book was spicy. Very spicy. But if it can be said, clean spice. I was entertained. I was hooked. And what is so crazy about this book is that the description kind of sounds a little silly. It's about a plane crash. Oh, let me show y'all. Here's the book, The Last Men on Earth. Oh, it's like reflecting off. I'll put it on the screen for y'all to see. Last Men on Earth. So there's a plane crash. Okay, so first there is let me see, because I don't want to tell y'all too much. Yeah, a famous rapper named Villain and his entourage are on an airplane. And the female main character is the steward, airline steward lady, I can't think. But anyway, they're on a private jet. They're heading out for his bachelor party. And then things go left, the plane crashes, right? The jet crashes. And the only survivor is him and the flight, what is her name? Flight attendant? Yeah, I think a flight attendant named Ariana. Well, now they have to figure out how to work together. Now, mind you, on this plane, Villain, the rapper, was a butthole. He was rude, disrespectful, just like sexual, like making sexual comments, just inappropriate all around. Like he was very, very disrespectful. When I first started reading the book, I was like, I hate Villain. And I initially was like, maybe I'm not gonna like this book, because I cannot stand for a man to just be out of line like that. And he was very much out of line. But I'm like, I'm gonna stick with it, because I liked from the very, very beginning, I can say that I liked the writer's writing style. I liked the feel of the book. So anyways, the book, based off the book description, you're like, okay, plane crash, and now they're the last, there's only two survivors, and they have to figure out how to survive and wait to be saved and things like that. And of course they're going to fall for each other. But this was done so well. It's so crazy how I feel like she took me through different emotions. Like in the beginning of the book, it was kind of like a urban fiction, lighthearted, silly feel, like not too serious, like, okay, we know the typical a-hole, guy with his crew that's, saying rude things and making the women, feel like their bodies are, theirs for the taking or touching and things like that. And, she's a professional flight attendant that, she's being professional, but she's starting to get frustrated. Like she just took me through a range of emotions. So like, or feelings. So like in the beginning of the book, like I said, it was just kind of like a typical urban fiction book, and it kind of had that feel, but not very heavily. And then as soon as the plane goes down, it switches, and it's like more of a, like maybe contemporary feeling, more of a romance feeling. And then I just fall in love with these characters. I fall in love with the time that they had together. I fall in love with the fact that they had to depend on one another to survive, and a villain jumping into that kind of take charge position, but not in a way of like, I am man, I can do this. You know, he was just like, he saw the fear in Ariana, and although he was afraid as well, he wanted to make sure she was comfortable and that she felt safe with him. So, you know, they went through weather, you know, whether it was rain or too hot outside and running out of water. And y'all, it's like the couple slash black version of Castaway. It was so good. So good. And I don't want to speak too soon, but I may have me a new favorite author, y'all. I don't even think it needs to be said, but I rated this book 5 stars. For the writing, for the feels, for the pacing of the book, like for even once they were saved. I don't know if that's a spoiler or not, but you know, toward the end they got to be saved at some point. So even once they were saved, how they went through that overwhelming transition of being, because they were out there for a cool months, y'all. They were out there, I want to say 9 months. So even coming back, having to transition and being overwhelmed with the people and being in a bed and being in a home and things like that, it was all done very well, very realistic. And it was just a good time, y'all. I finished it in a day. I ate that book up, okay? So I'm ready to read more by this author. Her name is Shay Sanders. And I'm looking through her catalog and I don't know which book to read first. So if you are a fan of this author and you've read any of her other works, please let me know ASAP what book I should read by her next, because that was such a good time. Like, I would read it again. If my friend came to me and was like, hey, I want to read this book and I don't want to read about it myself, can you read it with me? Yes, we can start now. Are you ready? It was just such a good time. I love this author's writing style, and I want to read more by her to see if she becomes my new auto buy. Darnea, I cannot wait till this book club discussion. Let me know the date. I will be present, and this is going to be a fun little kiki time for the girlies. Cannot wait. All right, y'all, so that is it for my reading wrap up. Let me double check before. Yeah, make sure I got all my books this time. So I did want to let y'all know what I am currently reading. Well, as of right now, am I reading anything? Because I just finished that book. Oh, it's in my face. Okay. So, oh yes, I did want to let you guys know what I'm currently reading. I'm currently reading The Prada Plan, book 1 by Ashley Antoinette. As y'all know, I recently stumbled upon Ashley Antoinette's book, starting with A Moth to a Flame, and then I read book 1, which is Ethic. I read book 1 of the Ethics series, and the author had recommended that before reading the Ethics series you should read A Moth to a Flame and the Prada Plan series, but she said the Prada Plan was not a must, but definitely read A Moth to a Flame first. But with that being said, I love this author's writing. She is my urban fiction girly, my urban fiction queen, and I just want to see how it all ties together. I've heard that the Prada Plan will have you stressed out, but I'm here for it. I'm reading it. I am 30% in, and it's a good time, y'all. It's a good time. I don't know. Ashley is just that girl for me. I even try to circle around and finish, what is that Jocko J book? Homie Lover Friend. I try to read book 4, and it could, part of it could be that I didn't like the narrator on there. I just don't like her voice. But that was making me feel like, ugh, I don't like the feel of this book. It's just not it. So I may still try to read it on Kindle and see if that makes a difference. Or I may just decide Jacqueline J is just not the girl for me. But Ashley Antoinette, love her writing style. It's like that perfect happy medium of urban hood, but still, you know, written really well to where I'm at 36. I don't have to like roll my eyes at it the whole time. You know what I mean? So reading The Prada Plan, having a good time with that. And then because I just finished on my Kindle, what's it called? I just finished The Last Man on Earth. I keep wanting to say The Last Man Standing, but because I just finished the last man on earth, and I like to have a book like on in every type of format, just in case. I am starting, what is it called? A Place Where You Love Me. A Place Where You Love Me by Jasmine Cartwright. I've heard good things about this, of course, mixed reviews, but the main person that interested me in this book was Raina Swan. She read it and just gave me good feels about it, and I'm so curious about this upside down world or whatever. It's giving urban Stranger Things like. So reading this one, and then Darnea and I are supposed to be starting Camilla's Roses this week, as well as sometime this month Eliza and I are supposed to buddy read This Better Earth. And then on my own I am starting Sugar Baby. Let me grab that for y'all one second. As y'all know, I won this in an Aardvark book giveaway last year, and the book description just really intrigued me. Then I turned around not too long ago and saw Brenda D have all this, and then that same day I saw another girl recommend this book, or said she was reading it or something. Like, this is a sign, get it off your shelf. Let's get these books read, okay? So got a lot of good books to be read this month, my birthday month. It feels like it's going to be a great time. I'm so happy to be out of that reading slump, and I do contribute that to now, you know, not finishing any book that is just not doing it for me. So as soon as I seen that Jacques J book was not doing it, I would try to press in a little bit more, and I was like, nope. You don't have to read these books. Like, it's not gonna hurt the author if you don't read it. There's still thousands, millions of other people have read it and loved it. It's just not for you. So the only thing that I watched this past week was just Out of Time. I think it's Out of Time. I'll put it on the screen. It's About Time. Justin Timberlake movie. I've watched it in the past, watched it over the years off and on, watched it just recently this past week with my husband, y'all, and every time that movie just has me like, oh my gosh. So if you're not familiar with this movie, it is about where they have time, like their lives, how can I explain this? Their life is time. So everyone has like this watch or this clock on their arms that counts down, and they pay for food with this time. They, you know, pay for water with this time. They pay for gas or to, you know, get a taxi with this time. And it is where like the rich people, of course, have all this time, all the time in the world, and they live in like their own little section. And what's funny is that because they have all this time in their part of the world, they move very slow. So when one of the people that were like one of the poor people had like snuck over to their town or their part of the town or whatever, they realized quickly that, hey, he doesn't belong here, because he was in a rush, in which he was just walking fast. But they're like, we know you're not from around here because you do everything so fast. And with them having so much time, all the time in the world, they do everything slowly and very leisurely. And the movie starts off with Justin Timberlake and his mom. They're like running low on time, but they have a few, I think the mom initially has like 3 days of time on her arm, and so he's like, okay, I'll figure out a way to get us more. But then she has 3 days left, but then she ends up giving him 30 minutes of her time so that he can have a decent lunch break. Well, mind you, everything is with time, right? So he's like, I'll meet you after work and I'll give you time. Well, in the process, I don't want to spoil it, he ends up with a lot of time. Somebody gives him a lot of time. But in order, while he was like helping the person who gave him that time, his mom was getting off work. She gets off work. I think she realizes she's got like 28 minutes left. The bus driver gets on and he says, I think it costs 35 minutes. And she's like, I only have 28. Like, can I just get on? My son's going to meet me and then he can pay you the rest. And he's like, nah, pay up. And she was like, my home is, I don't know, 30 minutes from here. He was like, well, you better run. Mind you, she only has 28 minutes. So she's running. Time is running down. She tried to run back to work. Doors is locked. So the bus pulls up. Justin realizes the mom's not there. So he starts running towards her job. And so they get to a point where they can see each other. And she's like, whatever his name is. And he's like, Mom. So they're trying to run to each other. And he's got his arm stretched out so he can give her time. And then y'all gotta watch it and see what happened. Like, oh y'all, that movie is so good, so good. If you have not watched it, please do, it's so good. But that's it, y'all. Thanks so much for hanging with me. I appreciate each and every one of you. Please be safe, take care of yourself, and until next time, don't forget to show yourself some love today.